The validation board is a tool that will help you track your progress and focus on what really matters for your new product or business idea. So let's take a look at the validation board. On the top, we have an area where you're going to track your pivots over time. So in Lean Startup, we redefine runway as the amount of pivots a startup can still make. Almost any successful startup that you can think of has had a major pivot over the course of its history. Think about YouTube. It started as an online dating site. Think about Groupon. It started as a site for collective action. And even Instagram was a location-based social network. In the bottom left is where we're going to design an experiment. So we're redefining a product as an experiment where the goal is actually to learn about customers. In the bottom right, we're helping you measure your progress by learning. And in a lean startup, it doesn't matter how many lines of code you have or how much revenue you have. It just matters how quickly you can learn. So we're redefining productivity. So the first step is defining your core hypotheses. This is the customer, the problem, and the solution. We're defining the customer as a group of people with a common pain, and it's in descriptive terms, so it's not traditional demographics that you might think of. The problem is the specific problem that this customer group has. It has nothing to do with the societal problem at large, but you actually want to define it within the way that they would describe it to you if you were having a conversation. Finally, initially, we're not going to actually define the solution because every problem actually has multiple solutions. And if you start with a solution, you may be missing another solution that would be an even better opportunity to solve that problem. After you've defined your core hypotheses, you're going to design an experiment. Ask yourself, what do I need to learn? We start by defining our core assumptions. This is anything that could be a fact that we believe where if it's invalidated, it would cause the business to fail. So think that you have several core assumptions, and you're going to pick the one that is the riskiest. We define the single riskiest one because we only need to prove one of these wrong in order to invalidate the whole business. Now that you have your riskiest assumption, you need to ask yourself, what experiment should I build in order to get this learning? So we have three methods of experimentation that all increase in the cost of testing. The first type is exploration. This is going far and wide, doing customer interviews, looking for problems, trying to find pain points, and you're going to use exploration to drill into the second method, which we call pitch. Pitch is actually asking your customer for some form of currency in exchange for solving a specific problem or for a specific solution. So currency we define as email addresses, cash, anything that your customer is giving up. The final method is concierge. This is actually delivering on the pitch with as little technology as possible to as few customers as you can until they are really, really excited and happy with your service. So each of these three methods increase in the cost of testing, and they're all key to do in order before you actually write any code or build any infrastructure in your business. So now that you have the method, it's time to define the minimum success criterion. This is basically asking yourself, how do I know if my experiment is successful? So you're going to decide on what is the minimum amount of validation that you need to continue working on this product. So as a team, with everyone and all your stakeholders involved, decide on the minimum amount of validation from customers from getting out of the building that you need to continue working on this. Then it's time to get out of the building and experiment with customers. Now that you've collected data from real customers, it's time to decide if you've met your minimum success criterion. If not, the hypothesis, the riskiest assumption, is invalidated, and it's time to figure out a pivot by pivoting one of your core hypotheses. If you've met it, it's validated, and then you're actually going to brainstorm the next riskiest assumption and do a test on that. So now I'd like to give you, in the next video, a real case study about how I've used the validation board to save myself 6 months of time.